Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another not an election prediction video today. Today, I'll be doing the top 5 nominees for Democrats in 2024. This is assuming that Biden does also plan, or Biden will be included in this. Obviously, assuming that he decides, or assuming that he would not would seek a second term, or would still be in politics by 2024. So this is including him. This is the top 5 nominees for Democrats in 2024. I did the Republican side. Now I'm going to do the Democrat side. I will say I do think the Democrats will do much better if they nominate a moderate person. I don't think that they'll do particularly well if they nominate more of a left-wing progressive politician like Elizabeth Warren, like Bernie Sanders. Well, not even Bernie Sanders, but like Elizabeth Warren, like Mazie Hirono, Kirsten Gillibrand. But anyway, let's get right into the video. We're going to start off with number 5, the 5th best. Now, this is the top 5 people to become president for the Democrats to win a general election. So obviously, out of all of the Democrats possibles, which is hundreds of them, these are still the top 5. Obviously, a lot of them are up here because of their name recognizability and obviously their current positions in government. And of course, their likability. So anyway, let's get to the 5th best Democrat to become the president, or the 5th, one of the best chances, the 5th best chance, 5th best Democrat to win the general election. Pete Buttigieg. He has a good chance at winning. Obviously, not the best chance being number 5. He is the Secretary of Transportation and former mayor of South Bend, Indiana. He does come off, or he does at least have his public persona as a moderate Democrat. Obviously known for saying that he would eat at Chick-fil-A, even though he is a gay person, and obviously Chick-fil-A in the past has donated to, I guess what you could say, places that are pro-traditional marriage. But Pete Buttigieg, obviously having that moderate appeal, has that kind of rural Ohio, Iowa area appeal. Obviously a suburban appeal. Buttigieg, very popular there. But he lacks with minorities, he lacks with Hispanics, and he lacks with the black community in the Democrat Party. That's where he would need to be making gains with a vice presidential candidate. He's very, quick. He's very similar to like a Ben Shapiro type of person, quick on his feet, good in the debate, and he would do good in that regard. But he just doesn't have that appeal to what you would consider the lower class part of the Democrat Party, or not even the lower class, but just the black community, which on average tends to be lower class, unfortunately, and the Hispanic community. Buttigieg just doesn't have that appeal there, but comes across better in other areas like suburban appeal and like some sort of a rural farming appeal, maybe even a Rust Belt, not even, but somewhat of a Rust Belt industrial appeal. Anyway, let's get to number 4. That is Kamala Harris, the current vice president of the United States. She obviously, I'm not going to put her in the top 3 or the top 2. I just don't think, I think that obviously this is not who's most likely to win a nomination for the Democrats, but who is most likely to win a presidential election for the Democrats. Obviously, she has the name recognition, which is pretty much putting her here. She is vice president. She has that title, which is also helping her get up here. The really only appeal maybe is a slight black community appeal, and obviously tied to Joe Biden, tied to that industrial area, Rust Belt's, Grand Pennsylvania, maybe even a little bit of Michigan. But that's about it. But obviously, current vice president, I put her number 4. I don't think she would be that particularly good of a candidate. If she was just Senator Harris, she wouldn't even be on this list. But I do put her at number 4 out of, I guess, respect for the office, out of the chance that she does have somewhat of an okay chance at winning. She does have the name recognition. And people will come out and, vote for her, even in the black community. Let's get to number 3. Number 3, Amy Klobuchar. Sorry for this picture quality. I don't know why it's this blur at the moment, but she is the incumbent senator. I believe she's the senior senator of Minnesota, with Tina Smith also there. Klobuchar ran in 2020, dropped out after Biden won in South Carolina. Obviously, this was kind of a moderate coalition to defeat Bernie Sanders, as Elizabeth Warren stayed in the race. Klobuchar also came across as a moderate, similar to how Biden did and Buttigieg did. But Klobuchar, aside from Buttigieg, has that industrial Midwestern appeal. She's from Minnesota. She has a good shot at winning states like Michigan, states like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and she has that suburban appeal in addition to Buttigieg, which is like Virginia. She is likable. She is, and she has a suburban women appeal, obviously, as even a woman herself. I guess you can just say that they would relate to women. I don't know how else you would put it, but I do think that Klobuchar, I guess you could say, is a better, slightly better version of Buttigieg, which is why she's 3 instead of 5. And I just think she comes off across even as more likable than Buttigieg and more personable. At least that's my own perception of it. And obviously also from a key state that Democrats are going to need to hold on to in the next few elections in order to win them, has that Rust Belt appeal, which is crucial going forward, at least until going into 2024 and even 2028, possibly 2032, going 10, 12 years into the future. Anyway, let's get to the second best nominee for Democrats in 2024. That is the incumbent president of the United States, 46th president of the United States, Joe Biden, obviously also former vice president of the United States under Barack Obama, and the former senator from Delaware for, I think, over 40 years, over 30 years. Joe Biden, number 2. I don't have him at number 1 simply because he would be 82 by the time he would be up for re-election again. If and I just don't think that the American people would have the confidence in him to maintain the ability in office. Not just because he's 82, but he does have, and he it has been seen where he has had mental lapses, whether he was giving a speech or when he had that meeting with the Israeli prime minister where he looked like he fell asleep. He doesn't look as with it as a president of the United States should be. And I think that that's pretty obvious looking at Joe Biden. I saw another video of him giving a Hurricane Ida meeting with, I think, FEMA heads and whatnot. And he was just stuttering his way through it. He clearly was having trouble getting through the speech. That could be because of his old age. That could be, and it wasn't because he has a stutter. It's just not true. He sounded much better when you go back 5 years or even a few years ago. He clearly is having trouble getting through things. And I just don't think, I think that would severely hurt him in 2024. Obviously, the benefits are that he has won the presidency before. He does have I mean, he's electable. He has won, similar to Donald Trump. Why I put Donald Trump at high was because he did win. Biden has that industrial appeal. He also has somewhat of a southern appeal. He made major gains in Georgia and in Arizona for the Democrats. He has, I guess, that Hispanic southern appeal as well. And Joe Biden, on the shoulders of Barack Obama, carrying the black support as well, which is what he did pretty well in 2024. Excuse me, in 2020 as well. But with that, let's get to in my mind, the best nominee for president of the United States for the Democrats in 2024, and this guy, male, I believe, has the best chance to win. Eric Adams. Eric Adams obviously will probably and most likely become the next mayor of New York City. Bill de Blasio obviously cannot seek another term as mayor. He has won the Democrat primary, and unless he loses to, I forgot the Republicans nominee, Republican nominee, it's something Scalia or something. I'm sorry for the people out there. But he and most likely will become the next mayor of New York City. He comes across, and he is a moderate Democrat, and I think that will very much help him nationwide. He has a black male. He definitely has that black support. New York City, Brooklyn. He won every single borough in New York City except in the Democrat primary, except for Manhattan, which was won by, I'm pretty sure, Maya Wiley. Eric Adams does have that tremendous support for the black community. I think that would come out for him in similar margins with Barack Obama, and that would help him significantly. He also has that moderate support. He has the suburban women support. I do think he has that nationwide appeal. He has somewhat of a charisma. I don't think it's like the Obama sort of charisma where he's a good orator, but he has a good likability to him and a good, just can relate to the common person. And I do think that will help him significantly in middle class areas of the country. I think he'll do well in the Rust Belt with the industrial area. I think he will do well. And also, if he picks a good VP nominee, that will help him a lot. I think he'll do very well in the suburbs, very well in Georgia with the black community, very well in maybe even Florida or Texas. He could give Trump or whoever the Republican nominee a run for their money in those states that are Republican, or Florida, which is trending more to the right, and even Texas trending to the left, possibly could flip under Adams, but obviously not certain. Adams very moderate, and you would consider him establishment, but you also can't fully consider him establishment. He's not. Obviously hasn't been around forever, but he's not. He does have that. He still has that loyalty, I guess you could say, or a pure loyalty to the common people, and he, uh, uh, you know, has it seen, he has that charisma and likability. But anyway, I put Eric Adams as my number one. I think that he's likable. I think that he has a really good shot at becoming the president if he were to become the Democrat nominee, defeating whoever the Republicans were nominating. Obviously, if it's Republicans can nominate good people as well, so it'd be a hard race if they did. But Adams, I just think he's a rising star in the Democrat Party. He won the Democrat primary in New York City, which is a very liberal area. That means he could still win the Democrat primary nationwide if he ran, and possibly become the next United States president. I put him at number one. Let me know what you guys think, and who and where you would put certain candidates in a top 5 tier ranking. You can do that in the comments if you like. Also, if you disagree with any of the rankings I made, you can also explain why in the comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Also, make sure to subscribe. We're at 135 subscribers. We're getting close to 150 and then eventually 200, which is going to be awesome. I really appreciate that. So keep up subscribing. We've grown so much in the last really month and a half. So thank you guys so much for that. And also make sure to like this video, so that I know that you enjoyed it. Anyway, thank you all so much. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.